for this workshop, Dr. Kenny Omotubora will be in soon. She will give us, a context. But I mean, the background is that we were opportune to have met with you in the time past, and this workshop is an outcome of our initial meeting because it was fruitful, and we are really excited by the number of insights you gave us during that workshop. So I welcome each and every one of us, and we'll start by introducing ourselves. I know some faces, but I don't know some faces. So my name is Oladipo Shenaike, and I'm the lead PI for the Nigeria AI Research Lab.
And between the area of human rights of persons with disability, our major focus on education right, health right, as well as their labor right and basic work. And then, more importantly, because we see the impact of media and shaping the conversation within the society, we also believe in inclusive media, which we train journalists to be able to report effectively and to understand what exactly is disability and inclusion. Because if they inform the society, we will have a little bit of problem. CBI is very good there. I've seen myself, so that attended. I think that's all.
These laws are weak and they are not being implemented strongly. They are just words on paper. We can't see the impact. They just tell us, okay, this so thing is being done for persons with disability, for learners with disability. So these are part of the reasons for this research and why the research matters, because we found out that there is weak implementation of inclusive education. Everything is just through paper, we hear it on the news and no action is taking place. Then we found out that AI offers the opportunities. Not just, we can see the opportunities AI offers in other fields such as communication, healthcare, other fields. So we see that AI can offer, it will even offer better opportunities for learners with disabilities and to make things easier. And we found out that there is need for evidence-based policy. And our objective, the objective came up then when we were at the conceptualizers for the research, was to identify barriers to the quality and inclusive education in Nigeria. There are so many reasons why inclusive education in Nigeria is not working, even though there are laws that govern around it. So we want to identify those challenges, those barriers that is limiting the implementation of those policies. And we want to also assess how much awareness learners with disability have with AI, even their parents and their teachers. Then to explore opportunities around AI for learners with disability. Also to recommend actions, not just actions that are implementable, actions that are relevant to our society that we can work on almost immediately. We recommend actions, policy, educational practices, and innovation to promote inclusive education.
We'll not just take the buzzword. Many people are aware of AI. The teachers are aware, the parents are aware, even though we could not assess the level of knowledge that they have, but from our findings, we discovered that yes, they're aware of AI. And this also necessitates the fact that we cannot just use AI like Google. There's need to actually train teachers on how to use it and use it effectively, especially in terms of designing lesson plan, individualized learning, and how they can use it to even track the process and the progress of learners with disabilities. So yes, it's 6% of the respondents said that they are aware and they are willing to use AI. So that there is a high awareness of inclusive education. And I'm glad that we have a number of special educators here. In fact, some of them are from inclusive schools. So yes, there is awareness about inclusive education limited AI and inclusive teaching training, which is very understandable, expected. I remember discussing with one of our teachers, and she mentioned that don't I think that going AI is very bogus because in their school they don't even have computer systems. They don't have the children lack awareness. So when I'm talking AI, am I not talking above what is actually needed? So I think a lot of work still needs to be done here. We know that the challenges will always be there. Teachers told us that they didn't have adequate resources that they need to work effectively. The classrooms, overcrowded classrooms, maybe if you're in an inclusive school where you have to teach not just learners with disability, you have other students that you are teaching and the class is crowded. You cannot even give particular attention to.
Okay, I quite agree with you. You know that I also teach. That's the key. What I teach, because I'm not a technologist, you know, my background is law. So what I do in AI literacy is actually AI ethics and policy, so that all my brothers and sisters and my colleagues, etc., who are developing their applications, and they know by now in all our interactions that
So we believe that at the level of strengthening inclusive education policy, the policy should come with the ethical guidelines that will be used. So at that point, we are not talking.
and UNESCO has a guideline. I mean, they have a broad framework for ethical and then I think they do have one that is specific to education.